Today we're going to be looking further into our region. So yesterday we talked about just the 5 different regions in the United States. Today we're actually going to dive into the Northeast region, our first region. So remember, this Northeast one is up here in the Northeast of the United States. Starts with Maine, comes all the way down to Pennsylvania. Okay, so it's very close to where we are in Ohio though. So that Northeast region, remember, it is made up of 11 different states. Some of those states in the Northeast region were among those 13 original colonies. So here are our 13 original colonies. So we still have New Hampshire, Massachusetts. So Maine used to be part of Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania. These are all Northeast states that were part of those 13 original colonies. So the history in this area is very, very rich, okay? The Northeast can be split into 2 subregions. So we do have the New England region. You may have heard of it. Okay, New England, you might think New England Patriots. But this is going to be Connecticut, Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Vermont are all going to fall under that New England category, or then the rest of them are going to fall under that Mid-Atlantic category. So we have Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. So let's just get some fun facts about each of these states. Let's start with Maine. Maine has an extensive forest land. We have the St. John River that runs right up here in the northwest corner of Maine, but it actually then runs along the border of Maine and Canada. Okay, so it forms that border between Maine and Quebec, Canada. We also have a lot of coastal lowlands down here where Maine meets that Atlantic Ocean. Next, we have New Hampshire. New Hampshire has many lakes and rivers, including Lake Winnipesaukee. This is the largest lake in New Hampshire. You can see it from this map. It's right there. They also have the White Mountains, which have that's a lot of forest area, and it also has Mount Washington, which is the largest mountain in New England. Next, we have Vermont. Vermont is known for forests and mountains, okay? Especially the Green Mountains. These were formed over 400 million years ago, and they are famous for containing some of the oldest rocks in the world. We also have the tectonic mountains and many streams, rivers, and lakes in Vermont. Next, we have Massachusetts, which is an extremely interesting shape. So they call it the Big Hook because we have this area right here. Okay, so Massachusetts Bay is right here near Boston, but this is going to be your Cape Cod Bay right here is what it's called. Massachusetts, a lot of the landforms here were created by glaciers, but Cape Cod Bay, which is right here, and Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket Islands, okay, are all going to be areas that are very notable in Massachusetts, including Boston. You might have heard of the Boston Tea Party that happened right here in the harbor, okay? Or Salem right here on the coast, Salem witch trials. Massachusetts is an area that has a very rich history. Next, we have the smallest state in the U.S., Rhode Island. Jermouth Hill is the tallest point in Rhode Island. Then we also have Narragansett Bay, which forms the largest estuary. An estuary is when a river flows into the sea. So you can see these rivers kind of coming down, and they flow into the sea right here in the bay. There's 3 major islands right here off of Rhode Island. There's Aquidneck, Coningcut, and Prudence Island. Next, we have Connecticut, which is famous for a lot of mountains. Okay, so you can see by this physical map that we have some mountainous areas right around here, but also here. We have the Berkshire Mountains, the Tectonic Mountains. The Connecticut River runs right through Connecticut, obviously. And then the largest lake is Lake Candlewood. Next, we have New York, which again is a state with a lot of rich history. New York can be very different. So we have obviously New York City, all right, Manhattan, that downtown area. But we also have upstate and the mountainous areas where we have Appalachian Mountains and Adirondack Mountains and Catskill Mountains. But then up here, we also have Niagara Falls, which is a beautiful, beautiful site. And it straddles the U.S., it straddles that border of the U.S. and Canada. New York also touches 2 of our Great Lakes, so it touches Lake Ontario and Lake Erie. That's right, the same Lake Erie that touches the northeastern tip of Ohio as well. Next, we have our neighbor, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a very mountainous state, so we have a lot of the Appalachian Mountains, the Pocono Mountains, which are a good skiing area, and the Catskill Mountains. We also have Allegheny National Forest. And last week we did talk about Pittsburgh, which is going to be right about here, where three major rivers join together in Pittsburgh. Okay, so we have the Allegheny River. You can see it coming down here. We have the Monongahela River, which is coming right up through here. Then we have that Ohio River. They all connect there and continue on as the Ohio River. Next, we have New Jersey. New Jersey is mostly on that Atlantic coastal plain, so it has a lot of low hills, forests, and marshes. It's not very mountainous. We do have those barrier islands, which are these skinny little islands right out here off the coast of New Jersey. You may have heard of Long Beach Island or Surf City, okay, Ocean City, all these Atlantic City. These are right off that coast of New Jersey. This most of the state is covered by the Piedmont, which is the plateau region, which means that it's kind of tall and flat, not like a mountain, so it doesn't have a peak. It's tall and flat. Next, I have Delaware, which is the second smallest state right behind Rhode Island. It has a very low elevation. It's closer to the sea, so we do have sea level there. It is also in that plateau region, that Piedmont plateau region. The Delaware River is the main tributary that runs through there. Remember, a tributary is a smaller river that runs into a larger body of water, okay? And finally, we have Maryland. Maryland is so cool. It has this really cool kind of bay area. This is the Chesapeake Bay that comes up in here. This is the largest inlet in the Atlantic coastal plain. It separates the Atlantic Ocean here from this peninsula, right? Both of these peninsulas. And the mouth of it is located at Cape Henry and Cape Charles. 150 major rivers and streams flow into this Chesapeake Bay. You can see kind of all these little bodies of water that all flow together. That's what makes Chesapeake Bay very unique.